Let's be honest, who would have known that another YouTuber's event would have gone so poorly? Like, who would have thought?
Nice chain, red bone mains, chain swing, light pretty.
Hey, what's up everybody? Today we're going to be going over Jake Paul's fight, which some people have said that it didn't go as well as it should have. Now personally, I'm going to have to go and agree with them. I think this whole event was leaning more towards on the bust side rather than it being a success. Now let's be honest, I don't think the majority of us ever thought this was going to be a Canelo Alvarez versus Floyd Mayweather type of fight, but I also don't think the majority of us ever thought that the fights would be this bad. Now before this video goes any farther, I'd really appreciate it if you guys hit that subscribe and like button down below, but I just hit 50 subscribers, so I want to thank you guys all for that. And let's get right back into this video. Now, beginning of this event, everything was going pretty smooth. First fight went good. One guy completely just got demolished. Wasn't even a close fight. Now it's where when you get into the second fight, where you see this blue-haired guy and some guy with cornrows, that things start getting pretty bad for this event. Now, thankfully, they did hire Snoop Dogg to commentate over this fight and all the other fights for tonight. So I do think that Snoop Dogg basically saved this entire event. But let's go ahead and get into this fight right here.
The money ball. He's looking for the money ball.
This ref's doing a good job tonight.
Does he look like Grumpy, you think, guys?
Oh, there it goes. Garbanzo beans dropped them.
I mean, just looking from that angle right there, you definitely do think that that man hit the family jewels, and that's probably why he went down. But just keep watching ahead, and you'll see why this fight is leaning more towards a bust.
That's a three-piece rib dinner with cornbread and potato salad.
Nah.
Just listen to what Snoop Dogg has to say. That's a three-piece meal with cornbred and what?
It looked like a legal punch, to be honest.
Does he have blue balls or blue hair?
That's legal.
Right when they're showing the replay of the video to show you whether this guy hit the family jewels or not, the commentator goes and says, does he have blue balls or blue hair? Which I'm telling you guys, these commentators really did save this entire event. I mean, just looking at that clip right there, you could tell that this man just whiffed his shot. Didn't even hit him on the side of the ribs or anything like that. Man goes down, which I think all of us could guess as to why he went down. The whole fight, like I said, was one-sided, and this guy had no chance of winning. He was looking for a disqualification so he could probably get that dub, but he ends up not getting that dub at the very end of all of this.
So the D'Amelio sisters will give Regis Prograis the belt, and he goes ahead and gets the win over Yvonne Redcatch.
And that's just so weird as well. The ring girls are literally just like D'Amelio sisters. Charlie just looks way too young to even be one of the ring girls. But yeah, that was basically all you had to see in the second fight. Some guy whiffs his shot. Guy goes down, fakes it, gets disqualified. The next thing that happens in this fight that makes this event lean more towards a bust had nothing to do with the fighters. It more had to do with one of the commentators that Jake Paul brought on. You guys already know it's Pete Davidson. He goes into Jake Paul's locker room and ends up asking him some pretty tough questions. Let me show you guys the clip.
How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
Good. I'm just like calm, ready to explode like a nuclear atom. But I'm good, bro.
I don't know what the fuck that was. That was just super cringy and just like Jake didn't even know what he was saying. He was trying to say something deep and badass.
So how you feeling? Like how you?
Bro, you can't joke around about that.
No, I'm not. No. Like, are you good? Like,
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Totally good.
What's popping with that? Nothing.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right.
I feel like if I was a boxer, the last thing I'd want is this right before I fought.
Yeah.
You too?
Immediately right there, they cut out the audio because Pete Davidson ends up asking a question about this SA allegations against Jake Paul. Triller probably should have done a better part of completely muting out the entire conversation because they only muted maybe a little bit in the very beginning, but right after that they unmute it, and you kind of already know what they're talking about by Jake Paul's response.
I feel like the last thing I'd want is motherfuckers coming in here asking me questions.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are good.
We were gonna keep it really light, like mostly like what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
I can tell what it is.
What do you think it is? We'll say it on 3.
It's his too.
I think it's yellow. No.
No.
Money.
No.
No.
Blue.
Blue.
Yeah.
What's that? The Triller colors? What is it?
I also had questions about your
That's
robot.
blinding me.
So is that a guy that works for you, and how involved is he? Like, is he around all the time?
No, that's a real robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Team Paul, baby.
This whole interview is just so bad. It's funny. That's basically it with that whole thing. Pete Davidson ends up bringing up some questions he probably shouldn't have asked. Triller does a very poor job at hiding those questions. Mutes them in the beginning, but then unmutes it afterwards. You could clearly tell what they're talking about. And then Pete Davidson just then proceeds to kind of kiss Jake Paul's ass for the rest of the interview. Now, that really wouldn't be a problem if he genuinely felt like Jake Paul was like legitimately a good person or was a good fighter. But then he ends up going to Ben Askren's locker room right afterwards, and I feel like you guys should just watch the video and see for yourself.
You could tell how professional this event is by them having me here. Really wild day for boxing because it just shows, you know, how low it's truly sunk. I think today proves the fact that if you have enough followers, you can truly fucking do whatever you want.
Even Pete Davidson ends up ripping this whole event, and I'm pretty sure he was paid to show up here. If not paid, was invited to for free, and he ends up ripping this whole event. Now, it doesn't stop there. That was just the tip of the iceberg with Pete Davidson ripping this entire event and Jake Paul.
Hello, sir.
What's up?
How you doing?
Good. What's your beef, Pete?
I was about to ask you the same thing. I don't have a beef with you.
No, you called me a tool in the other room.
Nobody wants you to lose this. You know what I
Really?
mean?
You want me to win?
Yeah, nobody wants to see Jake Paul win. Yeah, believe me, nobody wants anything other than for you to, you know, knock this guy on his ass.
Well, yeah.
No, man, I have zero beef with you at all. We're on your side.
Why don't you like Jake? Just because he's a douche?
I mean, he's not a good person. Is not a good influence on any of the youth culture. Didn't he like get busted by the feds with like AKs and like a bunch of machine guns? Enter a locker room and I see 9 dudes that could bench me plus some. I immediately fold and I'm just playing host, but...
And now you see his true colors. Now, could we really hate on Pete Davidson for this? So yeah, that's what Pete Davidson had to say in Ben Askren's locker room. Now, I'm not going to disagree with him. Everything he said there was valid. Everything he said there was basically true. Jake Paul ain't that good of an influence on the majority of kids that watch him. Now, here is Jake Paul's response to everything that Pete Davidson had to say after he left his locker room. Obviously, this is after the fight. This is after everything was said and done. Jake Paul ends up seeing this afterwards, and this is what he's got to say.
By the way, it was my idea to like have him as the host of the event.
He talked to me. He wants to do all of the rest of them.
Fuck that guy. He won't do shit.
Wait,
he won't.
wait, stop.
He won't ever be a part of one of those ever again. He fucked his shit up, bro.
So yeah, Jake Paul's obviously upset, and he's saying that he's never going to have him back at any of these events. I feel like the majority of people in Jake Paul's spot would be upset. But then now we got Jake Paul's weirdo of a dad hopping into the conversation. It's just cringy, and I'm just going to show you guys what he has to say.
He's not little. He's like 6'3", 6'4".
I'll fucking, let's go.
You fuck him?
No, go on, fight. Let's go. After I beat his ass, I'm a fucking savage. You gotta do it.
Dude's just a complete weirdo. And then it finally comes down to Jake Paul, Ben Askren. What everybody's been waiting to see. The fight only lasted about 3 minutes. I know you guys have seen the clips and all the videos, but if you haven't, here it is.
Jake Paul sparred with former world champion Jean Pascal and
Get
also
my money,
cruiserweight
Jake. Get
contender.
my motherfucking money, Jake. Get my motherfucking money, Jake. Get my motherfucking money, Jake. Get my finish him.
What a finish him. And this one is over. Jake Paul.
Ben Askren folds like a fucking lawn chair, and then the ref ends the fight way too early. Yeah, you guys have already seen the clip like maybe 1,000 times now at this point. Now, I'm not a professional boxer or anything like that, but I think it's pretty easy to tell that Jake Paul always goes in with the left jab and then just a fucking like right overhand. It's not that hard to tell what he's going to end up doing. I think he did that same move about like 4 times before that. So overall, this whole event was kind of a bust. The only thing that really saved this entire event was Snoop Dogg and the commentators just being funny as hell on the side. Also, you got Pete Davidson talking shit, which also just kind of made everybody else laugh. So overall, I'd give this event probably like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. It wasn't too bad. It was kind of funny, but overall, it was a waste of money. If you guys did enjoy the video, please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well. It would mean a lot to me. I just hit 50 subscribers, so thank you so much. If you guys have already subscribed, I'm going to continue to be uploading and hopefully continue to grow this channel. Until then, peace.